you can't see me. I'm sure you can't see anything but a silhouette. But this is one of my favourite spots on my morning runs. You know that, you've seen it in the vlog loads of times, because you can just see right across this beautiful lake, the sun coming up, the distance, the trees in the background. So stunning. On a day like today, it's just awesome. By the way, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode. I've got a bit going on today, running around all over the place, but I was going to touch on a few things, one of which was the state of play at Ferrari. I know it was a couple of days ago now, but I couldn't do it on Monday, I couldn't do it yesterday because it was Electric Tuesday, so here we are. What's going on at Ferrari? Now, after learning about the changes at the top of Ferrari with Arriva Bene leaving the team and Matteo Binotto coming in, I put a tweet out linking the story, saying that it was inevitable. The change, the fact that Arriva Bene had to go was inevitable, it was overdue, and lots of you replied to that tweet saying, why? Why on earth is it inevitable? What did he do that was so wrong? And to answer that is not a simple answer, but to give you a very brief overview, you know, what he did, he was at the leader, at the top of that tree, that Ferrari tree. He had everything at his disposal to build the perfect car, to build the perfect team, to win races and win the World Championship. He had the fastest car for much of the season, and yet they didn't manage it. And they didn't manage it for a number of reasons, largely operational, a few technical, some driver related, but some team related. The way he dealt with the press, the media, gave Ferrari a terrible reputation within the Formula One community. The way that he dealt with fans as a result of not dealing with the media, because he sort of put down a blanket ban on talking to the media for his team. That means that he shuts them off for fans, and you know, Ferrari have the biggest fan base in the world. So there were a number of things that were under his control that failed over the course of 2018. Any Formula One team that has the biggest budget, the biggest support, the best drivers and the best car shouldn't really have any excuses to not win the World Championship, and yet they ended up coming up with quite a few.
Just been to have breakfast with my eldest daughter, who's about to go off on a massive travelling adventure around the world before she goes to uni. And I'm already getting emotional, but mostly getting jealous, man. What an incredible experience she's about to have. I miss travelling so much. I'm already getting itchy feet just because I've not been on a plane for a month. You see, the thing about building a brilliant, high-performing team, a team capable of winning the Formula One World Championship, is that, yeah, you've got to have the basics, you've got to have the building blocks of that team, you've got to have the great people, you've got to have a great car, you've got to give those people all the tools and the equipment, the resources that they need to do the job to the absolute best of their ability. Ferrari have all of those things. But the other thing about building a great high-performing team is that you've got to realise that the building blocks are great, but they've got to have something to hold them all together. And that is those people. That is giving those people the environment to work in, to allow them to flourish, to allow them to be the best they can be. It's about treating them as humans and not just a mechanical part of this process. Humans all work differently. They all have different needs, different desires. They all need different things. There you go, 2019 off to exactly the same way, the same start that 2018 finished with. Dogs barking as soon as I hit record. These people at any big team, at any team, need an environment that allows them to flourish. And that means treating them as human beings. It means dealing with their sort of mental health. It means allowing them the freedom to do what they need to do to thrive. It means looking for individual strengths and weaknesses and enabling those people to thrive on the strengths and to deal with and learn from the weaknesses. It's like the glue holding the whole thing together. Without it, it comes tumbling down. You've got to give people a confidence. You've got to have a culture where people feel enabled to take risks, without the fear of failure, without the fear of blame falling on their shoulders. And Ferrari definitely did not have that throughout 2018, or before that, or 2017. You know, this is a culture at Ferrari where people were in fear. And the fact that Arriva Bene came out in the media and criticised his own team at times only exacerbates that fear. Why would you, working for Ferrari, ever want to stick your neck out, ever stick your neck on the line, take some kind of risk that might deliver some incredible results, if you know that if it goes wrong, your head will be on the chopping block? And not from the media, not from people outside, but from your own team boss. If you compare the whole thing to what's going on at Mercedes right now, the team that have been successful since the introduction of this hybrid era, since they brought Toto Wolff onto the scene, it's no coincidence that Toto's being hailed as this incredible leader, a guy that had no real leadership experience before taking on the job. But he's approached it in this brilliant fashion, where he has given people that freedom. He's even given Lewis Hamilton the freedom to do whatever he wants away from the racetrack. He's encouraged his team to take risks when they've needed to think outside the box. He's treated the people within his organisation as a massive resource. And to tap into that resource, you need to allow people to put forward ideas, to challenge the existing norms, that kind of thing. I mean, I know people at Ferrari, and they tell me that that just does not happen. That is not the way Ferrari works. They're living in fear, and that, unfortunately, comes from the leadership. It might not only have been Arriva Bene, it may well have been Marchione above him, but the whole leadership structure at Ferrari failed to deliver a great championship-winning team, and that is a massive problem for an F1 organisation. Oi! Oi! That's the stare, by the way. Do you hear that? That's the stare. They stopped. Look, I've been working with Sky Sports in the UK for the last few years, and in doing that job, I've had to work directly with all the teams, with Ferrari, with Arriva Bene, with the Ferrari press officer. And of all the teams, they have been the least helpful for us doing our job as media. And, you know, in my experience, what that does is it means that the media don't cut you any slack. They will slate you. They'll cut you down when something goes wrong. They'll be very quick to point the finger because they're not being treated well themselves. And that may seem fake and it may seem harsh, but that's the harsh reality. If you're doing a good job, you will be celebrated, both within the fan community and in the media. If you're not doing a good job and you are not having the media on your side, you are going down in a burning flame. You are going down in flames. So not all of this is Arriva Bene's fault, but he was the man at the top of that chain, the most public figure of that failing Ferrari team. But he was part of a bigger structure. He was part of an old regime led by Sergio Marchione in an old-fashioned manner. The best and the most successful companies of the modern era, whether they're in Formula One or in any business, are the ones who embrace the changing environment, the changing cultures. And Ferrari hadn't done that. In fact, they'd gone so far against doing that. They had stuck so rigidly to their old-fashioned way of doing things, the culture that said that they were the best and everybody else had to fit in around them. If you want to come and work for Ferrari, you need to come and do it the Ferrari way. That doesn't work anymore. The human mindset has moved forward quite a long way since those days. And so if you want to tap into the new human mindset, you've got to have new cultures, new ways of working. So can the new guy do any better? Well, time will tell, but he's coming in as part of a new regime. Since the death of Sergio Marchione, the top of that Ferrari tree that we talked about has all changed. So perhaps he has the best opportunity of any of the team principals at Ferrari for quite some time.